Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit, coming back to you with another video from the beach. I'm here on a Monday at the beach here in Connecticut, just enjoying a beautiful day. And you might be thinking to yourself, you might be watching this, maybe it's a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday, and you might be thinking to yourself, I wish I could make money while I'm at the beach. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am literally making money while I am at the beach. And what I want to talk about in today's video is how that's possible and how I've done that through my Amazon business. You know, I've made a lot of videos lately where a lot of people are complaining about Amazon, they're quitting Amazon, they're running from selling on Amazon, they're going to, other business models. Maybe it's Whatnot, right? Live selling on Whatnot is very popular. Maybe it's TikTok shop affiliate, maybe it's Amazon influencer program or selling on Walmart. But what I do is I buy products on eBay and I flip them on Amazon. Matter of fact, over the last year, I've sold over $1 million. I'm projecting in 2026 to do anywhere from $1.3 to $1.5 million. And I want to explain how I'm able to be at the beach right now, how it is possible. And I want to dive a little bit deeper into what it really takes to do this, because of course, you could be at the beach while you're doing TikTok shop, right? Affiliate. You can be at the beach while doing Amazon influencer program. You can be at the beach while doing Amazon. But a lot of people aren't. They're not at the beach, right? And the number one thing that you have to keep in mind is when you're building a business, when you're first getting started, or maybe as you grow your business, you have to realize that as an entrepreneur, you're the designer, right? You've got a blank canvas and you can build this business however you want. You can build an Amazon business to where you can't leave, where you're stuck in it, where you're the only person, right? You don't have a team, you don't have systems, maybe you have a warehouse and you're the only one there, right? You don't have employees. Maybe you do 100% FBM, right? Versus FBA. That's a decision we all get to make when we're starting a business, is how we want to build the business. And for me, I've built my particular Amazon business to give me freedom, to be able to do it anywhere, hands off, on a laptop. I could be anywhere in the world. I can literally be at the beach and I could be making money. Now, there's a lot of people who say, well, I could be at the beach and continue to make money, but you can't really continue to grow it while you're at the beach because, for example, a lot of people who do Amazon influencer program, your business can still generate commissions while you're at the beach, but you aren't really going to be able to, at least at a high level, be reviewing products and really scaling. Yeah, of course, you could review some products while you're at the beach, but I'm talking about at scale, right? A lot of people with Amazon influencer, they're the only ones reviewing the products. They're doing everything in the business. They're shooting the videos, they're editing the videos, and I'm sure you could do some of that at the beach. But what I like about my business in particular is my business pretty much runs without me because I've built it to where I have a team who does everything from sourcing on eBay. We use a tool called Replun Catcher. They do all of the sourcing. Okay, so we buy and flip all types of products. My average selling price over the last year is over $120. We flip DVDs that we buy on eBay. We sell them on Amazon. We're not drop shipping. We flip electronics. We flip tools. We flip printers, office supplies, CDs, home good items, all different types of products. We literally buy them on eBay and flip them on Amazon. So I have a team who uses Replun Catcher. They source all the products. And then after they purchase the products, we don't have them come to my house. I've designed my business, and this is something for you to think about as well. I've designed my business to where I don't have to see the products. I don't have to list the products. I don't have to ship the products. I use what's called a prep center, right? I use a prep center called Little Owl Prep. You can check them out. I'm not affiliated, but they're fantastic. They charge anywhere from about $1.50 to $2 to be able to receive my inventory, to inspect it, to list it, to put together an FBA shipment, and to send it to FBA. Well, you might be thinking, well, Steve, what happens if items are damaged or there's issues? It actually will go into what's known as problem inventory, and they'll deal with returns for me. They'll ship it back to the eBay seller. They'll ship items back to me if they get stranded, high pricing errors, different things, if there's any issues. But really the point I'm trying to make is the reason why I love eBay to Amazon flipping isn't because it's the best, right? There's a million businesses out there and everybody's going to be different, but it's the best for me because when I started this business, when I had my blank canvas, right, and I had my pastels and my paint and I wanted to design my business, I wanted to design it for maximum freedom, right? Of course, I want to make a lot of profit, but I've been able to sacrifice quite a bit of profit. Not that I want to, but I've done it because I want my freedom. I could make probably twice as much profit if I reduced my team, right? Because I have 9 people on my team now. I could increase my profit if I had everything come to my house and I didn't have to pay $150 to $2 per item. That's, $2,000, $3,000 a month I'm paying to a prep center. I could increase my profits and turn my inventory much faster if I was doing FBM, Fulfillment by Amazon, over FBA. FBA is fantastic. I love FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. Everything we buy goes to a prep center, gets shipped to the fulfillment center. I never have to see it. I never have to touch it. I don't have to ship it. They deal with customer service. But let's be clear, that is done at a price. I am paying a premium, right? I'm paying additional fees through the FBA program for them to be able to receive all my stuff, to be able to list it, to be able to ship it. And, there's also some downsides as well to FBA. It takes longer for the items to check in. Some items could get lost. A lot of times Amazon, your return rate might be higher FBA versus FBM because they're shipping Lego sets and poly bags and poly mailers and getting destroyed. There's definitely downsides to it, but I've built my business for maximum freedom. And the way that I've been able to build it for maximum freedom is not only, design my business and choose the things within my business that give me freedom, FBA, Prep Center, eBay to Amazon flipping, compared to like thrifting where I wouldn't have my freedom. But, outside of that, I've built a team as well to support me, right? A team that, is made up of 9 people. And you could check out the video. I put out a video recently where I shared everybody on my team, what they do. We have 9 people. We have people who source. We have people who deal with our prep center. We have an actual prep center. We have people who reprice. We have people who deal with stranded inventory, high pricing errors, any and everything. Literally all I do in the business now while I'm at the beach is I manage what my team is buying, right? So every day they're purchasing items, and I've built softwares and spreadsheets and systems and different, KPIs to be able to monitor it. But the big thing that I do is I spend about 30 minutes per day. And when my team spends $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, sometimes $5,000 in a day on inventory, I just go through very quickly and I double check the items, make sure these items are good products, they're not mismatches, making sure the ROI is high, making sure they're not overbuying. I actually built a software called the Inventory Purchase Tracker that makes it way easier. So anybody who's doing eBay to Amazon flipping, if you ever find yourself in a position where your team's buying too much of a specific replan and maybe you only want to keep a month in stock, the issue is a lot of times with eBay to Amazon, it could take 4 to 8 weeks for it to get checked in if you have a prep center and if FBA is slow, and you might overbuy. So you could check it out, inventorypurchasetracker.com. It's an extension that I built. It's another system that I built to be able to manage this. But essentially, I spend my money, I manage the purchases, and I manage my team, and I do that from the beach. So my business isn't hindered, it isn't throttled, it isn't slowed down when I'm here enjoying myself. It's not throttled when I'm traveling. It's not throttled when I don't feel like working, or maybe I'm under the weather or sick, or, recently, let's be real, I've spent a lot more time working on me versus working on the business. What do I mean by that? I've spent, a lot of time at the gym, cooking, learning new recipes, walking, exercising, just building up my, self-development and my health and my mental health, and quitting caffeine and doing all these different things and quitting a bunch of addictions and just changing my life. And, I owe a lot of that to being able to design my life, right? And not have to spend so much time in my business. But in order to do that, you have to design it that way. You have to build systems that way. And you have to be willing to pay that price. Not everybody is willing to pay the price to have ultimate freedom in an Amazon business, right? I had to pay the price of spending years learning eBay to Amazon flipping, making a ton of mistakes. There was nobody doing eBay to Amazon at the scale that I was doing it. At least they weren't on social media or in the community. I had to learn everything. I had to build softwares. I had to fix all these problems. I had to build the E2A Mastersheet. I had to build Replan Catcher. I had to build Inventory Purchase Tracker. I had to build all these SOPs and systems. And I don't share this to brag or to make it sound like, look at me, I'm so special. But if you want freedom, maybe it's something else you want. Maybe you just want to maximize profit. You've got to put in that work. You've got to look at your business as if you are an artist, as if you're looking at a canvas, and you've got to design it that way, right? A lot of times nowadays, I hate to say it, everybody's just trying to copy the next guy, copy the next girl. And a lot of times people are just copying what other people are doing without actually knowing how much money they're making and how their life actually is. Because I hate to say it, a lot of gurus now, a lot of your favorite YouTubers, they're full of it. They're not even running the business. They're making all their money on school communities or on courses or on software. And I've got courses. I barely even sell them anymore. I don't even promote them that much anymore because I'm making so much of my Amazon business. Replan Catcher's doing fantastic. I'll be honest with that. That's making really good money. And that might come to a point where Replan Catcher makes more than my Amazon business. But to be real right now, my Amazon business is making the most money. I've done over $70,000. I'll put a screenshot of the last 4 months here, at least at the time of this recording. I've done over $70,000 in net profit after paying a team of 9, after a prep center, after a 10% refund rate, after everything, literally with my eBay to Amazon business. And it's because I've designed it that way. I've put in the work. I've built the systems. And you can do this as well. That's the whole purpose of this video. You can design your business however you want. You can put in the systems. You can put in the time. You can literally build your dream business and be on the beach. But don't kid yourself. Don't think to yourself, wow, this bald guy can do it, right? He can do it. I can do it. You could, but you got to remember as well, this bald guy has put in 5-6 years, close to 6 years now in my eBay to Amazon business, right? When you go to hire a virtual assistant, it just doesn't happen overnight. There's tons of mistakes, there's problems, there's issues, there's SOPs you have to build. When you work with a prep center in the beginning, it's very challenging in the beginning. It takes time. So you've got to be willing to put in that work and put in that effort and be an artist and, design that artwork that you want, right? So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you all. Much love. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to get back to enjoying the beach, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.